There is nothing like sitting down to a comforting dinner of mashed potatoes, green beans, homemade rolls, and a honey-baked ham. That fork tender ham with the delicious flavor and that crunchy sugar topping, it is delicious. Today I'm gonna show you how to make a honey-baked ham at home. Here's a secret, it's easier than you think. Let's get started. So the first thing you need is, of course, a spiral sliced ham. This ham is about 9.5 pounds. I like to get a ham that I can fit in my slow cooker, which will help that ham be nice and fork tender. So here's my spiral sliced ham. Now, chances are your ham will come with a seasoning packet. I just toss that aside, use it for something different, or throw it away. We're gonna make our own seasoning mix for the top of this ham. What we need to do first is heat the ham through. So I like to heat the ham in the slow cooker. You can also just use a baking pan in the oven. If you choose to do it this way, place the ham in the baking pan, pour a little bit of water in the base and cover it with foil, and that will help to ensure that your ham stays nice and moist and tender. So I'm going to take my ham and I'm going to bring my slow cooker over and just place the ham right inside the slow cooker. Push it down a little bit so the top can get on. Take about 1 cup of water and just pour it into the bottom of the slow cooker, again, just to help that ham stay tender. And then I like to add 1/2 cup of honey and just drizzle it right over the top of that ham. It'll just help sweeten that ham up a little bit. This step is optional. Sometimes your ham will already be baked with honey in it. So if you would like to skip this step, you can. Then all you do is you cover it over, set it to low heat, and then allow it to just cook on low heat for about 3 hours. You just want it to be nice and warm and heated through. After you've heated the ham through, whether you did that in the slow cooker or in the oven, it's time to mix up that sugary crunch that's gonna get baked on top of that ham. So I have a small bowl here, and I'm going to add 3/4 cup of white sugar and 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Now you can use a different ratio of white to brown sugar if you would like, just depending on what your taste preference is. The white sugar adds a lot of sweetness, but that brown sugar really just adds a deep molasses type flavor to that sugar topping. Next we add the seasonings. Again, you can tweak these seasonings to how you like them, but we add 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon of cloves, 1/4 teaspoon of paprika, a dash of ginger, and a dash of onion powder. Use a whisk or a fork just to mix those ingredients together. Again, this is enough sugar mixture to top about a 9 to 10 pound ham. If you have a larger ham, then you will probably want to double this mixture or make 1.5 times. After that's all mixed, set it aside and let's transfer the ham to this baking dish. The ham is only in the oven just 4 to 5 minutes under the broiler. You don't need any special pan. We just use a traditional 9x13 baking pan. If your ham is larger, you may need a little bit of a bigger pan. Take some big meat forks or some type of utensil that you can just grab that ham out of there. It's gonna be juicy, and place it into your baking pan. You're done with the slow cooker, so you can set that aside out of the way. Grab that sugar mixture that you mixed up and sprinkle and pat that sugar mixture all over the outside of the ham. You can open up the slices a little bit and get the sugar mixture down inside if you would like. If that seems like a lot of sugar to you, you can definitely cut that amount in half or not use all of the mixture. Now we are ready for the oven. Now the key to baking this is to put it under the broiler on high for anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. You are going to have to watch the ham very, very closely, because when things are under broil in the oven, they can burn and cook really, really quickly. So make sure the top of the ham isn't too close to that top burner where the heat is coming from, and just slide it in there, keep peeking every minute. It's going to go from looking like this to being nice and sugary and bubbly and crusted on top. If you happen to have a kitchen torch, you can also light that and just make short movements over the sugar until that crystallizes and melts in. We find that can be a little tricky and somewhat unsafe at times, so we choose to use the broiler. I'm gonna get this in the oven. Okay, so here it is. Again, the baking is not an exact science. The key is just to watch it very closely. If it looks like it's cooking faster on some parts than other parts, go ahead and turn it from high broil down to low. Keep checking it, keep your eye on it. Do not let it get too brown on top. Another thing to remember is that sugary mixture on the top is going to be really, really, really hot when it comes out of the oven. So be careful not to dig right in or touch that top because it will burn your fingers. I'm gonna dig into a little bit of this ham to give it a taste test. Honey baked ham is generally eaten cold, but you can eat this warm, cold, whichever you'd like. Thanks for watching today. I'm Julie from Taste of Lizzy Tea. I hope that I've been able to show you how easy it is to make one of those delicious honey baked hams right at home. Be sure to check back next week for a new video.